if you're someone who's tried to make money online multiple times, tried different business models, bought courses and mentorships, but nothing has really worked out for you yet, there's one very simple reason behind that, something that I've noticed personally after myself being in this online make money space for over 5 years now, personally made multiple 6 figures per year by doing this and built my dream life through making money online. I've noticed this pattern with the guys that I work with closely inside of my own mentorship program, and it's people I see in general in this industry, because the thing is that right now what's happening is you see all these guys online, you see people like Bress, you see people like TGR, people like Alex Ramosi, Mangadze, like all these people that are making a shit ton of money online, living these very cool lifestyles and like documenting their journey. That's causing something very, very interesting to happen for a beginner. Someone like you watching this right now who's maybe between 18 to 25 years old, you want to make your first couple of $1,000 per month online. It's making it extremely hard for someone like you to go out and actually achieve that because of what these guys online, these guys are driving Lambos, Porsches, and having these crazy penthouses, etc. These people are kind of fucking up your view of online entrepreneurship, which is making it extremely hard for you to get to your first 10K per month online. To be honest, it's probably harder now than ever before because of what these people are doing. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I personally conquered my own mind and overcame the stuff that was holding me back from going from zero to my first 10K per month online. Because I tried every single business model that you've seen, everything from an agency, SMMA, drop shipping, trading, affiliate marketing, pretty much every single business model that you've heard about. I've tried that stuff, I've failed with it, and I've also seen success. I went from zero to making my first $10,000 a month in 3 months, and now I make way more than that every single month at 22 years old. And it came down to me understanding a couple of different things that took me a lot of time to understand. It was very hard for me to really get to that point. So that's something that I want to do in this raw, uncut video, to just give you some actionable stuff that actually works. And by the way, if you're not able to watch a raw, unedited video, if you have this dopamine TikTok brain and you can't just stay focused on this video, then you should probably just click off and just not even do online business regardless, because you're not going to be able to succeed with it. But for those of you guys who can actually lock in, stick with me here, because it's extremely important stuff that I wish that I knew when I was younger and I started off in this space. Because what's happening right now, because all these guys on TikTok and YouTube, and they're flexing their lifestyles, driving Lambos and all these different things. First off, most of these guys are not actually making the type of money that they actually tell you that they're making. You see people making, I'm telling you that they're making 100K per month, but in reality they're probably only making 20, 30K per month a lot of times. So that's the first thing. A lot of people are just lying, which is just creating this false perception that you're behind in life and everyone else is so much further ahead, which is making you rush a lot. I used to have the same thing, and it caused me to pursue a lot of bad opportunities, because I always felt like I was behind when I was 17, 18, 19. I was constantly rushing. I was if I pursue some type of online business and I'm not making $10,000 in my second month of doing it, then the business does not work and I should change to something else. That's kind of the perception that you easily fall into when you follow these people, because if you go on TikTok and you follow these guys that are driving these nice cars and living these crazy lifestyles, going on yachts, etc. If you follow them, it becomes very easy. You see their client testimonials, you see their success stories, you just see success, that's all you see. You see people making shit ton of money at a young age. You try something, it doesn't immediately work out. And you're okay, God, so it has to be the business that's not working, because I've seen all these other people over here, they're making all this money, so when I'm not making that money right away, it has to be the business that's the fault, And that's completely fucks up your way of looking at entrepreneurship. And the thing that you miss when you act that way, what I used to miss a lot, and that kept me broke for a long time, was I didn't realize that the way to actually see success, the reason why some people, people like Bress, their client success stories, the people that actually win big, the people that make a lot of money. The reason why I've been able to make a lot of money at this point at a young age has been because I stuck to one thing for long enough to actually get good at it. And that's probably the hardest thing to do right now, because and I'm not blaming you for it either. If you go on TikTok, if you go on YouTube, how are you supposed to stick to one thing when you're constantly just seeing business model after business model? Some guys making money from trading, some guys making money from sales, some guys making money from drop shipping and e-com, obviously it's very easy to jump from thing to thing to thing when you're constantly seeing these people do all these different things, okay? And I was stuck in this trap for so long. I started an agency, didn't work immediately. I signed up some clients, couldn't get results from my clients, and I changed niche because I heard someone else in the same program that I was in doing another niche, making more money, okay? And I didn't know this stuff I'm gonna explain to you in just a second, so I just jumped from niche to niche to niche, didn't actually get good and didn't actually like master and understood any niche at a deeper level. So what happened? I didn't actually make any good money from doing it. And then I changed to other business models, I tried other things, nothing really worked out because I didn't stick to one thing. And I was in this cycle for a long time until I understood that everything can work. Trading, dropshipping, e-commerce, agency, sales, everything can work out, okay? There's some things that I believe are better for a beginner than others, but everything works out if you stick to it long enough. And the more I've gone in my journey, and the more people I meet that are doing like big numbers, like 200K, 300K, 400K, 500K, like even 1 million, 2 million per month, you know, making big numbers in their 20s. Every single time what I see is someone who is stuck to one thing and is ignored all of this chaos, you know? That's the secret. Like that's exactly what you need to do right now to get to your goal. Stop changing business model, because there's always gonna be someone out there that's made $500,000 per month in there when they're like 15 years old. There's always gonna be some like crazy like outliers. But what you don't see is that those people probably started at a super young age. Either that, or they're lying about the numbers, or they're simply just they have stuck to something for longer than you've actually stuck to the thing that you're trying to get good at right now, okay? Because I promise, if you stick to something, if you, for example, like I did, I ended up sticking into sales. Instead of just doing agency and affiliate marketing and dropshipping and jumping from thing to thing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn the skill of sales. I'm gonna get really, really good because I already liked selling. I was naturally good at communicating with people and naturally just like liked closing deals. So I was like, if I just go into online business that's already making money, I can just go all in on one single skill of sales. If you don't know what high ticket sales is, what I've been doing for the last couple of years, it's basically when you partner up with like a creator or like an influencer, someone that sells like a mentorship program or like a coaching program or something online, and you sell their program for them. So you take sales calls over Zoom, a couple of calls per day, close deals on the behalf of them, and then you pay commissions for doing so. And I realized if I just do this for the next like 2 to 3 years and actually just lock in on this one path and just ignore everything else, it's unrealistic for me to not make at least $10,000 to $20,000 a month, which was my goal when I started off, you know? So I did that. I locked in, I just focused on the actions, and that's how I saw success, okay? And this is probably the biggest obstacle that you're facing right now, because I've seen this time and time again. People that even come into my coaching program, I coach them, I help them get placed into really, really good offers where they're working for an online business, doing sales for them, they start making their first like 4, 5, 6K per month online, and then they quit. They think they see someone online tell them that you should do this instead, you know, this is how I'm making even more money, you know, and they quit thinking that if they just do this other thing, they're gonna make more money. But always, every single time what happens is they start over from zero, and it was just shiny object syndrome. That's what this is. So the biggest thing, like, it's from the bottom of my heart, like, I just want to really, really tell everyone, like, if I was just like talking to my younger version of myself right now, don't stop. Don't change the path. Like, pick one thing. And regardless of what you see people online you tell, don't stop what you're doing. Don't change the path, because it's always going to seem like everything else, like the green is, or the grass is green on the other side, but it isn't, okay? The grass is greener where you just like stick to one thing. And the best way to actually implement this, because I know it's a very hard thing to, like, it's easy to understand what I'm saying, but the hard thing is actually like applying this. The best way that I found to actually lock in and just like focus on one thing is, number one, find someone who's already done what you want to achieve in this vehicle. Find someone, like, let's say if you want to do sales like I did. I found someone who'd already been very successful and making over 40 to 50K per month in sales. And I just had that person written down literally like on a notebook. And I was like, if I just stick to this path for the next 2 to 3 years, I keep getting better, I keep learning, I get a mentor, and I keep getting coached. It's unrealistic if I take thousands of sales calls while getting coached, that I'm not going to be as good as this guy, and as a result of that, make as much money as him, you know? And I also wrote down and I realized my biggest obstacle right now from getting to that point, to getting to my first 10K a month, leaving my parents' house, starting to travel, etc., was if I didn't stick to one thing for long enough, if I changed, you know? So please, it's like, if you take one thing away from this video, understand that your biggest obstacle right now, especially with social media, TikTok, and like all these guys on YouTube, Instagram, flexing their lifestyles, etc., is if you don't stick to the thing that you're doing right now, or the thing that you want to be doing, you know? And when it comes to actually picking the thing to do, I always, for every single person I talk to, if you're a beginner, if you haven't made your first 10K a month online yet, learn sales. You know, if you're unsure about what path to take, understand that if you learn sales, it's AI-proof. Sales is not going to get replaced by AI if you're good at sales. Number 2, it's the most fundamental skill in business to learn. Number 3, if you apply it in the high-ticket sales industry, aka selling for influencers, You're applying a skill that's been around forever in a new, fast-growing industry, which is going to allow you to make a lot of money and have a lot of freedom. You can work remotely, travel. I literally travel all over the world while making multiple six figures per year, the last couple of years, by doing high-ticket sales and getting good at the skills. So that's what I recommend for you to do. If you want to learn that from me, you can apply by booking a call down below to join my mentorship. I've helped over 100 guys to get trained up and land roles in this space. If you want my coaching, apply down below. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you found this valuable and actually lock in on one thing. Please don't make the mistake that I made. It's going to keep you stuck and broke for way longer than you want to. And I'm rooting for your success. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.